I have a Strat with a humbucker in it. Does that mean it's like a Les Paul? To find out, I'll grab a whole bunch of different Les Pauls, shoot it out with this. We're gonna do the metal thing, the rock thing, and somewhat clean. Also, you think this thing's got the ice picky sound like other Strats in the bridge? But enough talking, let's get after it. So this is my 2019 Fender Rarities, long name, Flame Maple Top HSS Thinline Stratocaster. Why am I shooting this out with, or doing comparisons with some Les Pauls? Well, it kind of makes sense. Other than the fact that this is using a double tap humbucker. It's a custom double tap. I have no idea what's so custom about it. So we're just going to treat it as if it's a regular one that came in the like American Professional 1s and the American Professional 2s. But the specs on this thing, mahogany body, flamed maple top, and we got a rosewood board. Albeit it's solid rosewood neck rather than mahogany with a rosewood board that you'd find in a Les Paul, but all those specs kind of match Les Pauls. So I just want to see kind of if it can kind of do that sort of thing. So we'll start out with the metal, and let's kind of see what we can hear with 4 different Les Pauls. So my initial reactions there, the Les Pauls, they are a lot more resonant. So there's a lot more low end, there's a lot more girth to them. Whereas the Strat is a little more present. So it's got more of that high mid, high end to it. So that may actually allow it to cut a little better. So let's kind of continue on, listen to rock. I'll throw in a mini humbucker as well, so we can kind of hear how that sounds. So continuing on here, I'm still hearing the Les Pauls have a little more resonance to them, so a little more low end, low mid, low end, and this is a lot more presence to it. So we've got that high mid and high end to it. Now, I mean, that could be because of the wood. There's a heck of a lot more wood on a Les Paul than there is on a Strat, especially one that is thin line. It's got a little bit of a semi-hollow vibe to it. Could also be the construction of the humbuckers, because it's a little different with the double tap, I guess. But this is the internet. People will get very upset. They'll cry. Things like that if I don't do a somewhat clean sound sample. So I'll be a little brash here. I'll grab a JCM 800. It's going to be somewhat clean. Not totally clean. It's a JCM 800. And this time, you know, we'll throw something a little different in there. We'll do a P90 as well, and an SG61 with the Maestro Vibrola. Now, an SG is not a Les Paul. People will say, but Les Paul didn't like it. He hated that. He wanted his name off of it. His name used to be on it. Whatever. We'll do. The only reason I'm doing it is because I'm going to use this for this, and I really like the SG Standard 61 with the Maestro Vibrola. So after hearing all of that, again, I'm still thinking that what I'm hearing is the Les Pauls have a little more resonance to them. Again, could be because of the amount of wood that's there, could be the construction of the humbuckers, and this has a little more presence to it. So it's got that high mid, high end. Now, one thing when it comes to Stratocasters and myself, when it comes to using like gain or high gain, the Strat bridge pickup usually has the description of, you know, it sounds ice picky. It sounds like an ice pick. So for a lot of people, which is awesome that, you know, it's got the two tone knobs, and this tone controls the bridge. So you can usually dial back your tone and then still have your tone for your neck and, you know, other positions be at full blast, and you can just dial back your tone for your bridge. So we'll do this like rocky thing again, and let's hear full blast. So we'll set it to stun, and then we'll dial it back to about 6. Usually I do 5 and then start increasing it to find that sweet spot. So we'll do 6, and then we'll do 8. And we'll see if this is ice picky, or, you know, if there's a different sweet spot, or if it's just fine on stun. So what I heard there was setting it to stun, so having it all the way on 10, so technically the tone is out of the circuit. It's not like, it might be too much. Bringing it down to 6 was, I think, a little too muddy. It just wasn't as pleasing as where, you know, you would do that on a single coil Strat, and that kind of balanced things out a little more. But I did find that having it on 8, that might have been a sweet spot. So I know when I recorded the metal video for this, I did back the tone off, and I believe it was sitting around 7 or 8 most of the times. Unless I was playing leads, then I usually, you know, kick it in a little more. But that, in a nutshell, is the video. So what did you think? Did you think that it's, you know, comparable to a Les Paul sound-wise? Was the girth a little too much on the Les Pauls? Was there a little too much presence? Did you find that maybe this disappeared a little bit? I wasn't using a bass track or anything like that. I try to avoid that because I'm usually highlighting the guitars themselves. But yeah, what did you think? Did you think maybe this just should be out of the equation for like high gain and stuff like that? Maybe just keep it in the neck position and shut up. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And this is one thing as well. One thing I've found with owning this guitar is it's a bit of a downfall for me, and it's on my part. It's not the construction of the guitar or anything like that. But because it has a humbucker and there is that slight volume difference from going from the humbucker to the neck, there isn't with the push-pull, not much going on there, like not much of a difference or anything like that. But when you go from the humbucker to the neck, there's like a slight volume drop. So for Strats, I've always found that the magic positions are, you know, 3, 4, and 5. So the neck, neck in the middle, and then the middle position. I usually tend to stay away from the bridge pickup unless the, you know, tone is on 5. So for me, this is almost like it's a one-trick pony, which is not fair to say of this guitar because it definitely isn't, but that is something that I have noticed and something to pass along. And, you know, if you're looking to pick up one of these, I haven't tried an American Professional 2 with the double tap in it yet, but that might be something to check out if you're going to buy one. Thanks for watching.